All right, let's talk some Eagles on this Sunday. This is Philadelphia Eagles Now by Chat Sports. I'm Chase Sr. Hope everybody out there is having an awesome weekend, and happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody who's celebrating. I know Saturday is always the big party day, but if you're keeping it going, getting after it on this Sunday, be safe, have a blast. How about those Temple Owls, one win away from making it to the NCAA tournament, an improbable run to the American Athletic Conference Championship. I'm actually going to that game in Fort Worth, Texas here in just a little while, but wanted to hop in front of the camera, get on the microphone, and talk some Eagles because there's plenty to talk about. The Birds and Howie Roseman signing a linebacker, Oren Burks, one-year deal up to $2.5 million. And could Howie Roseman make some more big splashes in Eagles free agency with all of the cap space that the Eagles have? Make sure you hit that subscribe button. We've talked about every single move that the Eagles have made so far in free agency. Really busy week for Philadelphia here, and appreciate everybody who's tuned in to all of the shows. Our goal here, provide the most entertaining, insightful, informative, and thought-provoking Eagles content right here on YouTube. So to the real ones who have hit that sub button, thank you very much. So this news happening last night, Oren Burks signing with the Eagles, one-year contract worth up to $2.5 million, as I said. And so far in his NFL career, Green Bay Packers, last 2 years with the San Francisco 49ers, he's been primarily a special teams player and a backup linebacker. He comes to the Philadelphia Eagles at 28 years old, spent those last 2 years on some really good Niners defenses. He spent his first 4 years with the Green Bay Packers, and over the last 2 campaigns, he started 8 games for San Francisco, and this past year played a career-high 34% of the defensive snaps. So a very good special teamer in all 6 seasons that he's been in the NFL. I would imagine this might mean that the Eagles are moving on from Sean Bradley, Temple University's own, because he was basically that backup linebacker and that primary special teams player, but he's coming off that torn Achilles, status moving forward a little bit unknown, and you're able to fill that void definitely on the special teams aspect of this roster with Oren Burks, and then he can kind of be one of your backup linebackers. And for Oren Burks, he filled in for Dre Greenlaw in the Super Bowl for the 49ers, and I thought after Greenlaw went out with the way that he was flying around, the level of physicality that he brought to that Niners defense, Travis Kelce had 1 catch for 1 yard in that first half. Greenlaw goes out, who's known to be the Niners enforcer on the defensive side of the football. Oren Burks comes in, and it was a game changer. He really struggled in coverage. He was targeted 9 times by Patrick Mahomes and gave up 9 catches. So you don't really want Oren Burks as one of your primary linebackers on this defense, but he will improve the special teams unit. That is for sure. And Michael Clay, after the special teams unit wasn't great in 2021 and in 2022, rebounded to have a really good 2023, so good that he received a contract extension. And you look at what the Eagles have accomplished in the free agency period so far, they've basically at linebacker replaced Zach Cunningham and Nicholas Morrow with Devin White and Oren Burks as of right now. And I think they can target that position in the NFL draft. A couple of really solid linebackers who could be available for the Eagles when they're set to draft. Jeremiah Trotter Jr. in the 2nd or 3rd round, Junior Colson in the 2nd or 3rd round. They have a top 30 visit set with Texas A&M speedy linebacker Edgerrin Cooper. So Philadelphia, and after being at the NFL Combine in Indianapolis a couple of weeks ago, where they had formal meetings with linebackers and safeties, they have their eyes on both of those positions, which is great. And I think Oren Burks and Devin White, so far, is an upgrade over Zach Cunningham and Nicholas Morrow. The big domino here, and the other key figure, is Nakobe Dean. Can he stay healthy? And can he be what the Eagles envision him being coming out of Georgia when he was a terrific, instinctual player? A little bit undersized, and that lack of size has led to him getting injured so far. He got flagged coming out of Georgia because of a shoulder issue. That's why he fell in the draft a little bit after he was just a star player for the Bulldogs and was injured year one, banged up, and then year two had those 2 separate foot injuries. So if he can stay healthy and you have a linebacking core of Devin White, Oren Burks, Nakobe Dean, that isn't bad to build with right now. And then maybe you bring in Zach Cunningham once again. I'm not ruling out him coming back to Philadelphia, and you also address that position in the NFL draft. So then, therefore, you're more talented, you have a little bit more depth, and I get it that Devin White analytically is not a good player. His Pro Football Focus numbers, awful. But on blitz numbers, on him being able to generate pressures, quarterback hits, sacks, his overall athleticism, how fast and physical he is. The Eagles have not had a linebacker who has this resume, this amount of talent, physicality, and speed in a really, really long time. I'm talking since Jeremiah Trotter in the early 2000s. So I get it. His numbers have gone down since he was an all-pro player in 2020, second year when he was a great player for that Bucs defense, which was terrific that year en route to winning the Super Bowl. Tom Brady's 7th. His numbers have declined since then. But there's still a good player in there. And I'm willing to take a shot on a player like that with that ability, that speed, that physicality, that makeup, that raw ability in a defense like this that's led by Vic Fangio, who has coached the linebacker position, has developed players at that spot, and I think can maximize a player like Devin White, who's coming to Philadelphia on a 1-year prove-it deal. So I'll certainly take that. And Zach Cunningham, if he's another one of your veteran linebackers who could be a part of this rotation, I thought he exceeded expectations last year. He was second on the team in tackles behind Reed Blankenship and the first among all linebackers on this team. Next up, could Howie Roseman be cooking up something else in NFL free agency? Updated cap space for all teams in the league. Guess where Philadelphia is? This is pretty interesting here. Washington, $63 million. New England, $58 million. Tennessee has $55 million. And what do you know? Philadelphia Eagles, even though they've made all of these moves, and they've made some marquee moves, Bryce Huff, Saquon Barkley, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, Devin White, $39 million in cap space. That is 4th in the National Football League. Now, could a player like Justin Simmons be a possibility at that safety position? Imagine C.J. Gardner-Johnson and Justin Simmons at safety on this Eagles defense with this new-look defensive line, and we'll see what happens with Hassan Reddick. Josh Sweat is back. Signed Bryce Huff. Brandon Graham back. Nolan Smith emerging. Going to take on a larger role. You upgrade at linebacker with Devin White. Corner, still a question mark. You could address that at number 22 in the draft. In fact, I think that's where Philadelphia could be going. But Justin Simmons, C.J. Gardner-Johnson at safety? You kidding me? Justin Simmons leads the NFL in interceptions since coming into the league in 2016. A 4-time second-team All-Pro in his early 30s, but still balling out, playing great football. That's a dream scenario. Now at cornerback, you have other options out there like Xavier Howard, who played this past year under Vic Fangio. You have Stephon Gilmore, who could help improve that cornerback spot a lot too. But I think realistically, cornerback could be in play in the first round at 22 or in the second round for the Eagles. If you want to go safety opposite of Justin Simmons, the other players available, Jamal Adams, please no, he's cooked. Eddie Jackson, still out there, Vic Fangio guy. Quandre Diggs, still a really good player. Darius Slay's kind of been recruiting him. And then Micah Hyde. So I don't think that Howie Roseman is done yet. And the good thing is, I think Howie Roseman has these options at his disposal in which he can make some more moves in free agency here if he wants to improve this Eagles roster. So Oren Burks to the Eagles, 1 year up to $2.5 million, and Philadelphia sitting pretty here as far as cap space goes because Howie Roseman works his magic. Howie Roseman is a cap genius. What he's able to do year in, year out while being aggressive, going all in on trying to improve the football team, yet being still financially savvy, to have $39 million in cap room, fourth in the National Football League, it's wizardry. It's wizardry is what it is. All right, I'm going to set out to go to Fort Worth, Texas, Dickies Arena, Temple, UAB, American Athletic Conference Championship game, T for Temple U, class of 2015. We'll see if the Owls can punch their ticket to the tournament for the first time since 2019. And we'll catch you later here on Eagles Now. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.